During her hospital stay, Mia, despite being on a restricted diet, smuggled a large stash of snacks into her room and devoured them voraciously. "If you continue like this, it could be life-threatening," I admonished her. Mia shot back angrily. "If you bothered to cook healthy meals for me, maybe I wouldn't be so sick." "Stop blaming me," with venom in her voice, she added. "Mr. Perfect Daddy thinks he can lecture me." "Maybe you should just divorce and disappear," she spat, her eyes blazing with resentment. Later, when I returned to the car, I saw missed calls from Tom. I recounted the argument with Mia, only to be met with a furious response. "Maya is unwell. You should be more supportive." I hung up without a word. Seeking some distance, I checked into a hotel to gather my thoughts. But then, after receiving a certain photo from Anna, my resolve shifted. "Maya, I'll grant your wish for a divorce. But before that, I'll expose your dear daddy's true colors. Just wait." My name is Katie, a 45-year-old housewife. I married Tom, my former colleague, 5 years ago. Lost in my career throughout my 30s, Tom joined my department 7 years ago and pursued me relentlessly. After 2 years of dating, we became a couple. Tom had divorced his ex-wife due to infidelity and had a daughter named Mia. In elementary school then, concerned voices surrounded me, but when I met Mia during our engagement, she was innocent and adorable, sparking my joy at the prospect of having a child. Despite no blood relation, I resolved to care for her. Yet my determination soon wavered. By our wedding, Mia, then in 6th grade, loved games, music, and constant snacking. She would sprawl on the living room couch, absorbed in games and music, always munching. Despite 3 meals daily, her constant snacking was excessive. Eating 2 pancakes, 2 bags of chips before dinner, followed by a hearty meal of fried chicken and 2 bowls of rice, even for a growing child, was clearly too much. Since she wasn't involved in any sports clubs, Maya naturally had a plump body. "Maya, I think you're eating too much. It's not good for your health," I often reminded her. She tended to skip vegetables and favored greasy or meaty dishes. When I finally couldn't hold back and cautioned her, she wrinkled her face in annoyance. "Shut up. You're not my real mom, so just leave me alone." Her sharp retort stung. "Your cooking's okay, but you should fix your nagging. That might dump you." I shared my concerns with Tom, hoping for support, but he just chuckled. "She's going through a rebellious phase. It'll pass." "But Maya eats a lot. I worry it's affecting her health," I pleaded. "She gets upset when there's no food, so I keep snacks stocked, but she devours them quickly. She doesn't like low-calorie snacks like dried fruits or rice cakes." I had a big appetite as a kid too. "It settles down by 30. Don't worry," Tom reassured me with a laugh, looking down at his slim frame. But his years in the college basketball club meant his metabolism was different. Despite my concerns, Tom, who did it on Mia, wouldn't listen. Soon, Maya entered middle school and fell in with a troublesome crowd. She started staying out late after band concerts, and before tests, she and her friends got piercings, her style becoming increasingly bold. "You're still in middle school. Piercing your nose and lips at home is reckless," I scolded Mia firmly. "You need parental consent if you're under 18. There's a risk of infection, Mia." Tom, ever relaxed, stood by her side. "Relax, Katie. It's not a big deal. Maya and her friends are fine with it." "That's not the point. You might think it's fashionable, but it's risky," I insisted, frustrated. Maya turned to Tom for support. "Dad understands, right?" "Of course, Mia. You look great no matter what," Tom replied, flashing a reassuring smile. His indulgent demeanor left me exasperated. Maya continued to neglect her studies in high school, prioritizing games and music. Predictably, she struggled with her entrance exams, barely making it into the state's lowest-ranked school. Shortly after starting school, Maya began experiencing frequent illnesses. She complained of fatigue, stomach aches, nausea, and occasional fevers. A visit to the local clinic initially diagnosed her symptoms as stress related to school. Though I agreed at first, as her condition persisted, I urged Mia to see a specialist at a general hospital. "I hate needles and tests. They're too harsh on me," Maya protested, with Tom siding with her. "Let's wait and watch a bit longer before rushing into anything." Concerned about the seriousness of Mia's symptoms, I argued, "But what if it's something more serious? We're both at work during the day. What if something happens when we're not around?" Maya dismissively replied, "Then you should quit your job. If Katie takes care of me, you won't have to worry. She can take me to the hospital if needed." I was momentarily stunned. "Maya is your daughter too, Tom. Don't be so indifferent just because she's not your biological child." Maya chimed in, "Exactly. Besides, Dad makes more money than you, so your job doesn't matter." Feeling disheartened, as much as I cherished my work, I reluctantly resigned. From then on, Maya's demands on me grew. As soon as she returned from school, it began. Oh no, I forgot to buy pudding. Go to the cake shop by the station. Massage my legs, they're sore. And my shoulders and back too. What's this? Stew. I want sweet and sour pork instead. Throw this out and make it. Her demands intensified when she wasn't feeling well. Claiming she couldn't sleep, she would summon me to her room in the middle of the night to discuss trivial matters. That girl in my class is such a teacher's pet. It's annoying. Hey, are you listening? Don't fall asleep. She even expected me to cure her headaches. Tom, can't you talk to Mia about this? Exhausted from lack of sleep and emotional strain, I pleaded with him. I understand she needs support when she's sick, but this is becoming too much for me. Tom sighed deeply. You're Maya's mother now. You need to handle it. Kids' demands can be endearing, right? Why don't you take over on weekends then? I implored. Tom shrugged helplessly. I work to support us. Can't you see that? At least try to fulfill our daughter's wishes with a smile. Then can't you come home earlier? I argued desperately. You've been working overtime and traveling a lot lately. Can't you spend more time with Mia? No way. I'm busy. Maya is your responsibility, Tom said firmly, showing little interest in becoming more involved. My feelings of isolation and mistrust deepened. Even Tom, usually laid back, grew concerned as Maya's condition persisted for over a year. A colleague suggested that Maya's symptoms might indicate a liver problem. We should get her properly checked at the hospital. I insisted. Despite my persistent urging, Tom had always been reluctant, but a single comment from a coworker suddenly changed his mind. Exasperated, I accompanied them both to the hospital. Following a thorough examination, Maya was diagnosed with cirrhosis. She has jaundice and ascites. It's currently at grade B, severe but not immediately life-threatening, the doctor explained solemnly. Why did you wait so long to get her checked? I asked, feeling a mix of anger and helplessness. Both Tom and Mia, typically carefree, now looked ashamed. It appears the cirrhosis stemmed from hepatitis C. Any idea how this could have happened? For instance, sharing ear-piercing equipment without proper sterilization. Maya gasped in realization, her face twisting with regret. Will she require surgery? Tom inquired anxiously. The doctor responded calmly. First, she needs hospitalization for nutritional support and monitored exercise. If untreated, it could progress to liver cancer. A liver transplant may be necessary once her condition stabilizes. Got it, I said, seeing Mia off to her hospital room with a nurse. On the drive home, Tom spoke up. Let's register for a living donor liver transplant. Waiting for a donor could worsen Maya's condition. Agreed, I replied. Katie, I'm counting on you to register too, Tom said, studying my profile intently. You'll do it, won't you? I can't handle the pain, I stammered in disbelief. Donors can face complications like bowel obstructions or ulcers. It would be a risk, especially since I'm the main provider, Tom explained. That's true, but is it alright for me to be the donor? I wanted to ask. Don't worry, it's usually not life-threatening. The liver regenerates even after partial removal, so it's not a big deal. Tom's cheerful reassurance left me uneasy. But I couldn't stand idly by as Maya's condition worsened. After undergoing compatibility tests and being confirmed as a match, I registered as a liver donor. As Maya's health improved, I prepared myself for the transplant. Despite my fear, as Maya's mother, even without a biological tie, I was determined to support her in every possible way. One day, after some time had passed, the hospital called. Maya's condition had stabilized and they wanted to schedule the liver transplant surgery. Knowing Maya's reluctance towards me, I insisted the doctor keep my role as the donor a secret. With the surgery date set, I underwent final tests at the hospital. On my way back, I stopped at Maya's room and was shocked. Despite being on a restricted diet, she had stocked up on snacks from the hospital store and was devouring them. I lost my temper and scolded her sternly. Do you realize the seriousness of your condition? This could be life-threatening if you continue like this. You need to take your health seriously. Mia, crumbs falling from her mouth, lashed out. It's your fault. If you had cooked healthier meals and snacks over these past years, I wouldn't be sick. Take responsibility. Her accusation hit me like a blow. You're the one who always demanded high-calorie meals and snacks, I retorted firmly. Maya sneered. You're always controlling everything. It's infuriating. She muttered bitterly. I don't need you anymore. I don't even want to see you. Just a parasite acting all high and mighty. Get a divorce and disappear. Her words pierced me deeply, leaving me numb and distant. Fine, I replied quietly, and left her room. When I returned to the car, I saw missed calls from Tom. I recounted my exchange with Mia, only to be met with furious yelling. Why are you being so obtuse? Maya is ill, and you should be more supportive. What if her condition worsens due to stress? I felt miserable. Why do I have to endure this? Without saying another word, I hung up and drove away from the parking lot. Back home, I packed essentials into my suitcase and left the house. I needed a break from them both, so I checked into a hotel for some space. The next day, I met my friend Anna at a cafe and confided in her about Tom and Mia. Anna grimaced. Actually, she began, hesitating briefly. After a moment, she showed me a picture on her phone. I gasped involuntarily. You should investigate this thoroughly. You're right, I replied tensely and had Anna send the picture to my phone. As I looked at it, a surge of intense anger washed over me, heating my entire body. Maya, I'll grant your wish for a divorce, but before that, I'm going to reveal your beloved daddy's true face. Just wait. After leaving Anna, I headed straight to a real estate agency and signed a weekly rental apartment contract. I arranged for movers to transfer all my belongings there and secured a full-time job, starting immediately. I had been ignoring Tom's calls and messages, but 3 days later, I found 50 missed calls on my phone when I returned home. Reluctantly, I called him back, and he immediately launched into a tirade. Where are you? Why haven't you come home? And why did you suddenly send divorce papers? That's none of your concern, I retorted coldly to Tom's barrage of questions, which only seemed to anger him further. Don't play games with me. You're Maya's mother, aren't you? And now you're refusing to donate your liver for her transplant. Get to the hospital and re-register immediately. No, I won't be donating anymore, I stated firmly. I heard Tom sigh heavily over the phone. Being so stubborn over a petty argument is childish. At your age, it's embarrassing. Say it what you want. Do you even care about Mia? Maya and I are strangers. I haven't found her cute since we got married. I finally voiced what I'd been holding back. Have you filed the divorce papers? I can't do that. If we divorce, you won't be legally related anymore, and the donor process will be halted. Tom sounded irritated, prompting a sigh from me. Why are you fixating on me? As her biological father, you should be the donor. Tom dismissed my suggestion with annoyance. I've told you I can't handle the pain, and there are risks of complications, right? Yes, that's true. Then count me out. Besides, Maya's condition isn't immediately life-threatening. If you're not willing, we'll have to wait until another donor is available. Fine. I realized his concern was more about himself than his daughter. Tom's stubbornness left me disillusioned. I'll visit Maya's room next week. We need to talk. With that, I ended the call. True to my word, a week later I entered Maya's hospital room. As soon as she saw me, she erupted in anger. You stupid old hag. Don't just do what you want, but talk to the doctor and re-register as a donor. I felt disheartened. Was this how you ask someone for a favor? Both father and daughter lacked basic manners. No way. You were the one who told me you didn't need me and to leave? I didn't mean it like that, Maya stammered, attempting to justify herself. I don't want you two to split up because of me. Right, Dad? You don't want to divorce Katie, do you? Though she usually referred to me disrespectfully, now she used my name. Maya looked at Tom with pleading eyes, and he nodded vigorously. Of course not. I want us to stay together as a happy family. Tom forced a smile, nodding in agreement. I then pulled out photos and an investigative report from my bag. Is that so? Because it seems Mia already has another happy family. Maya's face paled as she glanced at the photos. Maya, you've been seeing them behind my back. Tom's voice was filled with anger, and Maya struggled to respond. Well. Tom slammed the photos onto the table in the hospital room. They showed a woman with a figure similar to Mia's, a tall man in a suit, and Maya enjoying a meal at a restaurant, likely taken discreetly from a nearby table. Another photo captured the three walking down a bustling street, holding upscale shopping bags with joyful expressions. How did you find out I was meeting my mom and her new husband? Hiring a detective is so sneaky. Maya snapped at me. When I was tidying your room, I noticed all those expensive brand name bags. I couldn't figure out how you were affording them without a job, I explained calmly. None of your business. Maya shot back, glaring at me. I can't ignore it. I'm your mother, after all, I replied with a smile, which only deepened Maya's scowl. Sometimes when you came home late, you smelled like perfume. Your story about dinner with friends didn't add up. Tom looked puzzled and Maya sulked. You usually come home after I've showered, and on weekends, you return after midnight, I added. Oh right, Tom scratched his head, chuckling awkwardly. I was suspicious, so I hired a detective. I'm relieved you weren't hanging out with the wrong crowd. Mind your own business, Maya muttered. Dad, I'm sorry, Mom insisted, and I couldn't say no. Maya tried to smooth things over using a sweet conciliatory tone. Tom forced a smile and said, I understand. But the smile vanished when I played the audio recording. Mom, Dad is so stingy. He works at a big company, but my allowance is only $200 a month. Can you believe that? It disappears as soon as I buy one outfit. I hate living like this. Just bear with it for now and marry a rich guy like your new husband. A voice similar to Mia's spoke, and a man's voice agreed. Come live with us, Mia. I'll buy you anything you want. But if I move, I won't see my friends. Plus, leaving Dad alone would be sad, right? He has no friends at all. You're so sweet not wanting to leave your dad. The woman replied before they all burst into laughter. Tom's face turned crimson. Maya paled and shrunk into the bed. Maya, this is really serious, Tom finally said after a long silence. You know your mom cheated with that guy, and that's why we divorced. Yet you've been meeting them in secret. Tom's voice was calm, but his eyes betrayed his anger, making Maya visibly uneasy. But Mom's new husband is really nice. He buys me whatever I want and takes me to fancy places. Honestly, I think Mom made the right choice marrying him, Maya blurted out, her panic causing her to dig herself deeper. Even when I ask Dad for something, he complains about taking me out to a sushi place. He works at a big company, so why do we have money? It's not like he gambles, Maya snapped, her frustration evident. Tom's face twisted with anger. That's not your concern. And your cirrhosis. It's because you've been eating lavish meals behind my back. From now on, you're forbidden to see them. Maya retorted defiantly, you don't know the law. Even if you're divorced, children have the right to see their parents. I thought marrying this woman would mean a higher salary and a luxurious life. But all I get is a measly allowance, no dining out, and a nagging old lady. There's no point in staying at home. So that's what you were thinking when you sweet-talked me during our engagement. I interjected, feeling a sense of clarity wash over me. I let out a faint smile as Tom, next to me, wore a smug expression while speaking to Mia. Listen, I work hard, sweating and stressing to support you. Do you think I enjoy overtime and business trips? But Mia, I'm saving money for your future. Isn't that more important than luxury? I stared at Tom intently as he tried to reason with Mia. What's going on? He asked, puzzled by my smile. The other day, I spoke to your boss. We used to work in the same department, so we know each other well, I explained calmly. Yeah, so. I asked if there was any way to reduce your overtime, weekend work, and business trips because you're hardly ever home, I continued, watching Tom's eyes start to dart around nervously. My boss said our department is quiet right now. There's hardly any overtime or weekend work and certainly no business trips. We leave on time every day, I revealed, tapping my phone to display images and placing several photos and an investigation report from my bag next to Mia. Mia's eyes widened as she snatched the report from my hand. As she read through it, her expression turned to one of fury, hands shaking as she held the document. In the report, it says you're a regular at a girls' bar in the entertainment district, going there 4 times a week after work. You even bought an apartment for a 20-year-old waitress and sometimes escort her to work. Every few months, you take trips together. It's like you're living together. Do you have any sense that your wife and daughter are waiting for you at home? Maya read aloud, her voice low but filled with anger. It's none of your business how I spend my salary, Tom grumbled with a sullen face. I'm helping her with college expenses and giving her tips. It's like supporting a hardworking girl, just like volunteering. I chuckled at Tom's audacious remark. She lives in the same apartment complex as Anna. People have been gossiping about them shopping together at the local supermarket or getting cozy in the lobby. They think we make a handsome couple, Tom quipped. Don't be ridiculous. No one would believe that, I retorted with a mocking laugh. They see it as pathetic, an older man fawning over a girl young enough to be his daughter. You're becoming a laughingstock. It's not just anger I feel, it's utter disbelief. Tom's eyes narrowed sharply. Don't call it love. It's disgusting, Maya grimaced in disgust and spat out. Seriously, Dad? Falling for someone my age? There's something wrong with you. Shut up. Let me love whoever I want. Maya retorted defiantly. Seeing both Maya and I bristling with anger, Tom spoke passionately. She wants to marry me after she graduates. Be happy for me, Mia. You'll have a young and beautiful stepmom. Tom grinned, but Maya sighed deeply, clearly distressed. Dad, wake up. She's just using you for your money. I don't want a stepmom who's only 3 years older than me. It's ridiculous. It doesn't matter. Even if you don't approve, we're getting married, Tom calmly replied to Mia's angry outburst. No, Mia, you're more important. But with a healthy liver, you'll be fine on your own, Tom assured her. Mia shot me a sharp look. That's right, I don't care if you divorce, but give me your liver first. She got off the bed, approached me, and grabbed my arm with surprising strength for a sick person. The liver regenerates even after part of it is removed, right? So stop being selfish and give it to me. Legally, you're my mother, so fulfill your duty. At least be useful for once in your life, you useless jerk. After everything I've done for you and your dad over the past 5 years, now you're resorting to threats like this? I said in exasperation. Tom sneered. Are you afraid of the surgery, Katie? You're nothing but a coward and a hypocrite. Pathetic. As I've said before, why don't you step up then? I shot back. Mia jumped to Tom's defense. Dad wasn't a match, so he couldn't. Yeah, that's right. I'm sorry, Mia. Tom apologized, clasping his hands together. Frustrated, I pressed play on the recording app. I told you I can't handle pain, and there are risks of complications, right? Yes, that's correct. Then count me out. Moreover, Maya's condition isn't immediately life-threatening. If you're unwilling, we'll wait for another donor. Maya listened puzzledly to the sound that played. What? Those were Dad's true feelings. He never even went through the compatibility test. If you don't believe me, ask the doctor, I said awkwardly. Maya turned to look at Tom. Tom was sweating profusely, his mouth opening and closing as he struggled to come up with an excuse. In the end, he cares more about himself than his own daughter. No, that's not. Maya's eyes quickly filled with tears. That's cruel. I trusted only you, Dad. Maya's voice quivered, but Tom's response was even more callous. But I prefer slimmer girls. Mia, you keep eating like your mom and gaining weight. Besides, you got sick because of your own actions. Tom's lips pursed as he scratched his cheek, showing no fatherly concern. Hey, why not ask your mom? She's blood-related, so it should be possible. Tom clapped his hands as if struck by a brilliant idea, causing Mia to frown. Dad, did you forget? Mom has diabetes and high blood pressure, so it's impossible from the start. Oh right, Tom seemed to have completely forgotten about his ex-wife's health issues. Tom and Maya exchanged looks before finally kneeling in front of me. Please, Katie, donate your liver to Mia. I absolutely refuse to do it. You're her last hope. As your daughter, I'm begging you to do it willingly. If you refuse, I'll tell everyone in the hospital how your new wife mistreated me. I shouted over their heads. How many times do I have to say it? I will never register as a donor for you again. I've been treated like a servant, insulted, and now you want my liver too. Absolutely not. Are you still holding a grudge? You're impossible. Frustrated, I grabbed a bag of snacks from under the bed and marched to the hallway, pushing Mia's hand away as she tried to grab it. Then I called out to the nurse's station. Maya is eating chips again. Before I finished, a nurse rushed over and sternly confronted Mia. Miss Miller, how many times do I have to tell you to stop? At this rate, even if we find a donor, the transplant won't be possible. I'm sorry. And you, sir, please pay more attention and act like a father for once. Watching Maya and Tom with their heads down, I left the room with a resigned smile. Despite the doctor's orders, Maya had been sneaking snacks and juices instead of sticking to her prescribed hospital diet. Her test results had worsened, leading to prolonged treatments and forcing her to take a leave of absence from school. Meanwhile, Tom repeatedly refused to undergo compatibility testing, much to Maya's growing frustration. You lavish money and love on your affair partner but neglect me. Forget it. I won't rely on you anymore. No means no. Just wait patiently until a donor shows up. Is that what a parent should say? Unbelievable. Their daily arguments echoed loudly through the hospital room, further straining their already fractured relationship. Later, Tom signed and returned the divorce papers promptly. I filed them with the courthouse, and the divorce was finalized. The substantial alimony payment of $20,000, a consequence of his affair with the waitress from the girls' bar, was deposited into my account, bringing me a sense of relief. Yet new challenges emerged. Despite our divorce, Tom persistently sought reconciliation. He knew where I worked, waiting for me at the nearest station after work, pleading to start over. Katie, I need you. Let's try again. Maya's medical bills are mounting, and after paying you alimony, my savings are depleted, Tom pleaded. You spent your savings on your affair partner, didn't you? Why not ask her for help? I retorted coldly. She dumped me when she found out I was married. Maya won't speak to me either. I'm so alone, he lamented, bringing it on himself. After I threatened to call the police if he continued to harass me, Tom finally ceased his unwanted advances. Subsequently, his affair with the 20-year-old became public knowledge at his workplace, tarnishing his reputation. Now, he navigates work under a cloud of scrutiny and distrust. When Maya updated her mother on her hospitalization, she recounted her grievances against me, bitterly lamenting my withdrawal from the donor registry. In response, her mother sent a terse, disappointed message. "I never thought you'd be someone who can appreciate others. I'm disappointed in you. While I once considered reconciling, let's leave that in the past. Be good to your dad." Upon reading it, Maya burst into tears, venting her frustrations on the nursing staff, fading a reputation as the ward's troublemaker. With no new donors stepping forward since my withdrawal, Maya's past habits of overeating and drinking worsened her condition. Though she eventually adhered to a strict diet, it was too late. Doctors now warn her of imminent liver cancer, leaving her living in constant fear and sorrow at the hospital. Over these 5 years, I've come to a profound realization. Some people will never value your efforts, no matter how hard you try. Despite the hardships, there were also silver linings. A supportive colleague became my pillar during tough times, blossoming into something more. After dating, we remarried, celebrating with a heartfelt home party where Anna and my parents warmly welcomed my new husband's genuine kindness. Determined to build a happy family this time, I cherish every moment with this wonderful man by my side.